Hello and welcome back to the Goblins Coaches Show. Coach Young is here. He's going to talk about his Harrison Lady Goblins. Coach, welcome to the show. It's been a couple of weeks since you've been here.
Had a little snow since last time we met.
Well, last night Greenbrier made the trip up Highway 65. Could maybe wish that it took a little longer for them to get here. Maybe detour a little bit, make them a little more tired.
Well, they played Saturday night, and we hadn't had a game in over a week, so we knew coming in there was a chance it would be a little rusty, and it proved the fact that we were. We didn't come out and shoot very well. We scored 20 points the first three quarters and 26 the last quarter, and really didn't change anything. It was just a matter of shots falling and getting back in the flow of things, and they did a good job defensively, especially the first three quarters, taking our inside game away. But I told them at halftime, I said, you knew we'd be a little rusty. We haven't really done anything bad. We just hadn't hit shots. Defensively, we're okay. And let's just go out the second half and knock the rust off. And unfortunately, it took an extra quarter to get that done, but and we came up a little short, but it sure wasn't lack of effort.
Yeah, and I think that the one thing that I saw against Greenbrier is that at times when you put the full court pressure on and were able to get into it, they couldn't handle the pressure full court wise. The problem was being able to get a made basket or an opportunity to set it up without them having to be able to throw it over the top, which is the way they did beat it when they were able to have when you try to get into it on a missed shot or something along that lines.
Right, and also when you're really pressing and having to play full court, you're taking your energy away too, and they eventually make an adjustment, and like you said, they got us deep a couple of times, balls we didn't get to, and I think a little of that might have been some fatigue. We just we were pressing so hard that they just caught us gasping a little bit, and we had to we did some subbing and tried to keep everybody fresh, but there's a lot of difference in playing and practicing.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. It's just the way that the speed of the game is different, and you can't hardly simulate it. And but like I said, we played hard. We got ourselves back into it and in position, but we just a little bit too much to overcome.
The game last night was just as you saw. It was a combination of a lot of layoffs. And this type of layoff is what you're expecting in the beginning of the season. You're not expecting it in the middle of the season, especially when you're trying to get your team to be playing well and trying to make that push for the state tournament. Because realistically, today, it's 2 weeks from today is when 5A state tournament will be starting. And you want your team peaking if you're in a position to make a run at that point. And a 2-week layoff is just not what you needed.
Yeah, that was hard to get you out of the flow and get you out of your rhythm. But, these last 2 weeks, everybody's got a lot of games to play, and it's going to be a will to win and stamina and toughness. You're going to have to reach down there and have a gut check because you're playing a lot of games in a few days, not much rest.
But the Goblins and Lady Goblins got the schedule set up for them favorably. Of the 6, including last night's game, you had 6 games left, 4 of them at home. The 4 home games were during the week, so you didn't have any late night travels. And then your road games are on Friday night, which makes it a little easier for you that you don't have to worry about getting up for school or having a game the next day. So the schedule works in your favor. Still have a shot. We talked about this before we came on here. Mathematically, still alive. Need to win your 3 home games, and then need a little help, and then need to surprise somebody on the road.
Yeah, we've got 3 home games left, which is in our favor. And like you said, our away games are on Fridays, so we do get the opportunity to rest. We don't have to travel after playing the night before, so that's in our favor. We just got to come out and take care of business. We can control our own destiny.
That's right.
And, if we do what we're supposed to do, then we'll be okay.
Yeah. I want to comment a little bit about the colors court made. And your gal in the middle, Audrey Wilson, has really, really stepped up and played for you since Caitlin Woods was hurt, and now she's come back. But Audrey Wilson has really, really stepped up her game.
Well, she's finally starting to be healthy and getting her basketball legs back. She's had so much back trouble. She's fought through it. Finally started dressing out with us in January. And so, really, she's only been on the court a little over 5 weeks, with the ball in her
Right.
hand. So offensively, skills, it took about a month to get where she needed to be. And starting with the Alma game when she had 19, it's really been a lift for us. And now getting Caitlin back, got a little more strength and depth inside. Got to use it. And that gives us that inside-outside thing we need. And so when they collapse, our three-point shooters can take over. If they don't, we ought to be able to score in the paint. So,
Well, last night they really took away the inside of Caitlin Woods. It didn't matter who you put in there, Mallory, Hannah, Audrey Wilson. They really had collapsed on that and was forcing your three-point shooters to hit some outside shots. Unfortunately, kind of the rust come through, and it took them a little while to hit those shots. When they finally did that, you could start to see the middle start to open up a little bit.
Right. We, they did a good job collapsing and taking that away, and it's a lower percentage shot out there. And, you either hit them and go with it, or, if you miss it, it makes it tough. And it just took us a few quarters to start knocking them down. And once we did, we really exploded.
Let's talk a little bit about tonight's game. Greenwood's coming to town. They had sole possession last night of first place. Got beat last night by Siloam Springs. So you're catching them, maybe not at a good time. Maybe if they had won last night, could have caught them maybe overlooking you a little bit. But you don't know what to expect tonight. They're a good basketball team.
They're a very good team, and I'm sure they're going to have their stinger out, but they have to make that bus ride.
That's right.
And playing last night, turn around and playing tonight, you never know.
And a tough game last night.
A tough one, an extra period. They had to go to overtime, so and we got to stay at home and sleep in our bed, and we don't have to get on the bus. So hopefully that's all going to play in our favor. It's going to be a big game and one we really need to win.
And then looking into next week too, the home game against Huntsville. Huntsville beat Alma, which kind of makes things even more interesting. In the girls' side of the bracket, which is what we talked about, needing some help. And this is kind of what we're expecting. I mean, you got to take care of your own. But, boy, I'll tell you what, when you go up and look at the scoreboard at the end of the night when everybody's playing, and the standings could shuffle, and it could very well come down to that last game a week from Friday.
It sure could. Huntsville, beat Siloam and then turn around and beat Alma. So, everybody's
kind of bunched
up outside of Valonia and Greenwood. And they've probably got a 2-game lead, but everybody else is just right there. And, you just kind of have to look at the end of the night and say, okay, now where's everybody sitting? Because you're right. I really expect it to go down to the next Friday.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we're but to take care of your own. If you went on your own floor, that's what you could ask. I mean, and really talking about in the 5A West, you got to protect your home court. You got to win at home, and then try to get somebody to get yourself into the into the playoffs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to win our home games. It's just that simple. And then either get one at Siloam or at Alma, which we've beaten Alma once. May come down to that last night, and maybe we can do it again. But we just got to take them one at a time right now and start tonight.
I think it'd be a great reward for those gals who've worked hard all year for you. The expectations coming into the season. On the outside looking in, we're not real high on these girls, but they have kind of proven people wrong. I think since they turned the corner at the Lyndall Thomas, they have really taken it to the next level, and really you have maximized their potential. You're getting them more out of them than what a lot of people expected.
Well, they're playing hard, and that's the whole key. You got to just, as long as you're doing the best you can, fighting as hard as you can, hopefully good things will happen to you. That's what it's supposed to be.
Well, and good things are happening to you, Coach. You've done well. These girls are very likable. They're good gals, and they have a lot of good times. And it's hard to believe that the season's 2 weeks from being hopefully not over, but the regular season's going to come to an end.
It sure will. I was talking to somebody the other day. It seems like when we were at Joplin, it was like another year ago. It just doesn't seem possible the way it flies by.
Well, last night, any comments about Colors Night? That was a very
great,
nice
great
deal.
ceremony. Court was beautiful as usual. Great atmosphere. All the Goblins show up for Colors Day, and it was just a great atmosphere, a great experience.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about tonight's ball game? Come on out.
Come on out, and we're going to need all the help we can get. Yell loud, be rowdy, and let's help the girls fight to win, the boys too.
That's it. Tonight, 6 o'clock, tip off. No JV game tonight. Just want to make sure people understand that. So if you're expecting that maybe game's going to start 6:10, 6:15, it's not going to be. It's 6 o'clock. The ball's going up in the air, right?
That's right.
We're going to be ready to go.
Ready to go.
Coach, we appreciate you coming in and doing this. Coach Stoller's coming up here. And until next week, for Coach Young, this has been the Coaches Show with Coach Young, and then we'll have Coach Stoller on here in a minute when we come back.